One day, you're going to look around and you're going to realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world.
I admit it, another hoe got me finished. Broke my heart, oh no you didn't.
What is going on, guys? Norton97 here, back again with another video today. We got another news time. So, we're doing these news times constantly, and this one's an interesting one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 pieces of news here from after I made the news time yesterday to right now. So, we have some interesting pieces of news. The first one starts off with some bad news regarding the Edmonton Oilers. It could potentially be game-changingly bad for the Edmonton Oilers. Oscar Klefbom has a chronic shoulder that will require surgery that may cost him the entire 2020-21 season, depending on how long that is. And you know, if they want to make it back to the regular schedule it was, it's likely going to be a shortened season. So I would with this injury, I think Klefbom will likely be out. It hurts Edmonton's defense significantly. You know, that's really the only defenseman you have back there that's decently solid. I mean, you have a few other players, you know, you have Benning back there, but, you know, apart from that, there's really no solid defenseman on that line, which is why they may go out for a defenseman like, you know, Alex Pietrangelo, Oliver-Ekman Larsson, which we'll discuss in a second, but, you know, they can go out for those defensemen, and then maybe they can get a decent piece to add to their roster that could be potentially better than Klefbom, to be honest with you. The Blues were named the Sports Business Award Team of the Year. You know, I thought I just mentioned that. The annoying thing is, when I got the notification on Twitter, they said, breaking, we have been named the 2020 Business Awards Team of the Year. And I was like, I thought there was like a trade. I thought they signed to trade Pietrangelo or something. I'm like, oh my God, they traded him. So then that happened. I was like, oh, great. Okay. So, you know, it was pretty annoying, but, you know, great accomplishment for the Blues. This new stupid weird rule for the QMJHL, I thought I'd throw this in here. The QMJHL has approved a rule change. If players fight, they receive a 15-minute penalty, which includes the 5-minute major for fighting, which is in the NHL, and a 10-minute misconduct. If you fight more than 3 times in one season, you get suspended. That is the dumbest rule I've ever seen. They're really just trying to reduce the one thing that makes the QMJHL, or basically hockey for some people, interesting. They're trying to degrade fighting, and you know, hockey and probably the QMJHL especially. That's probably what makes like hockey interesting. Honestly, that's literally what makes the QMJHL interesting for a lot of people. You know, fighting makes a lot of people interested. You know, if you saw the Ice Guardians documentary, you would definitely know that there was a lot of people out there that were like, "Oh my God, fighting is the best thing in this whole sport." And some people thought it was a disgrace. So some people are happy about this rule, but others are not going to be happy. This could cause the QMJHL to lose fans. I mean, they're still going to get fights, but they're not going to get a ton like they would if they didn't have this rule. So, you know. And, you know, this is going to scare off people, too. This is going to scare off people from fighting because they're not going to want to fight. They don't want to waste nearly a third of the game in the box. So, like, they're not going to fight. So, it basically just, they're trying to reduce fighting. And I think it's going to work, but it's going to backfire in a way. So, I get ready for that. The Calgary Flames are announced that they are returning to the retro jerseys, which is great. I love those retro jerseys. The retro jerseys, in case you didn't know, they are the yellow, red, and white jerseys. And, you know, if you just look up the Calgary Flames retro jerseys, they come up. They're from the 1989 Cup run when they made the Stanley Cup, and they were great jerseys. And I honestly can't wait to get one of them. And I think that, you know, with them returning to them, it's actually awesome. So I'm pretty excited. We found out what the Steven Stamkos injury was. Now, of course, since the Stanley Cup Finals ended, they came out with Tyler Seguin's injury. You know, he had like a groin injury and all that good stuff. And, you know, now they came out with Stamkos' injury. Stamkos' injury was related to the hernia surgery before return to play. Now, between the pause of the season and when they came back, he had a hernia surgery. And I guess that does affect his play quite a bit, but, you know, it was a bit. But I had a feeling it had to be something to do with some kind of surgery because, you know, there's no way he would be out for that long just by, like, a groin or, like, a foot injury or whatever. And even if he had that, you know, Seguin was playing through those injuries, so he likely would have played through those injuries as well. So, you know, it had to be something related to one of those things. So, I had a feeling. We already knew this wasn't a surprise. I talked about it multiple times. it's been announced for real now. Jimmy Howard will not be returning to the Detroit Red Wings. It's no surprise to anyone. I'm sure no one was like, oh my God, no, Jimmy Howard, please don't come back. No, he was like 3-22 the whole season. He was abysmally disappointing, and I mean, he did. You can't blame it all on him. He did have a bad team playing in front of him. But I think in order for Detroit to move on, they do need to definitely get rid of Jimmy Howard. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him going in for like a backup role and potentially Edmonton. Philadelphia is on the table because they haven't exactly re-signed Brian Elliott yet. Watch them sign Elliott tomorrow because that's what's going to happen. And they haven't exactly re-signed Elliott yet, and that's 8 days away. So, the signings are really going to start pouring in, though. So I would definitely expect that. But he could go for a potential backup role in Edmonton. San Jose's on the table if they don't re-sign Aaron Dell. Philadelphia. Pittsburgh, if they trade away Matt Murray, which could happen in the next couple of days, we don't exactly know. So there is places where Jimmy Howard can go, but I doubt I think his days as a starter are definitely over. But yeah, I think in order for Detroit to move on, this was the good deal, and I think that Jimmy Howard. I think that Jonathan Bernier, he played great for Detroit this season, even though he had a bad team playing in front of him. I think he still played well this season. So I think that you give Jimmy Howard the great starting role, and just move on from there. We got some news on the Arizona Coyotes. To surprise literally no one, they have hired someone new. Bill Armstrong has really been taking this Coyotes GM job seriously. He's been hiring so many people. He's fired multiple people. He's really changing up this entire coaching staff, this entire staff of the front office for the Coyotes. And I'm actually kind of hyped for it. You get these new guys in, you get these new guys coached, ready to go, and they can GM and scout this team pretty well. The Coyotes. I'm not exactly sure when they have their first pick. I don't even know if they have a first round pick in this draft. I don't think they do, actually. But, they can draft their players well. Get Bear Hayden on the way. I have heard things about, oh, by the way, it's Daryl Plandowski is their new staff member. I have heard things about, I was going on so off topic about how all these rumors that they're going on with, and how, all this good stuff. I forgot about the guy they were actually hiring. I've heard news that Clayton Keller could potentially be on the market. It would be kind of stupid, though. If he does get traded, well, depending on who he goes to. But if he goes to, Philadelphia or Tampa, I'm going to be super happy for him. But if he goes to some team like, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh or something, I'm going to be pretty sad that he left Arizona. Because Clayton Keller, for years, has been my favorite player for the Coyotes. And even at one point, he's my favorite player in the league before Kevin Hayes came along. So, I think Keller's on the market. Final piece of news here, I do have Oliver-Ekman Larsson. It's been talked about a lot over the past couple of days. I think he definitely does likely get traded. I know that's your question you guys have been asking me since I'm a huge Arizona Coyotes fan. It's unlikely that he doesn't get traded. With all the rumors that have been flying around, with all of this stuff, I've heard Edmonton's been in contention, which, as I said, could help with their defense quite a bit. Boston was in contention, which could help with their defense. Vancouver, they could use their veteran defensive presence. I've heard a lot of people on the market for Ekman-Larson, so I would not be surprised if we see Oliver-Ekman Larsson traded, whether it's today or in the next couple of days. So I would not be surprised at all if I were Arizona Coyotes fans. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers by the end of the video. The support's been unreal. Thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.